Okay, I want to know if Manish Tiwari has any concrete response to your first point, which I think is a very critical point. I'd like to put that once again to Manish. Manish, despite repeated letters to the Defence Ministry on the age row, the Defence Minister failed to step in and diffuse the age row. I think it was on May 2011, the Army Chief petitioned the MOD. He gave it in writing on the age row. In August 2011, he filed a statutory complaint to AK Antony on the age row. In January, he moved the Supreme Court. So Maroof's argument is today that the same Defence Minister who, when he got something in writing, did not act, cannot stand on the floor of Parliament and say, because the Chief did not give this to me in writing, I did not act. You cannot, use the argument both ways, depending on how it suits you. Your response to Maroof's very strong observation. Manish.
Well, I have a lot of personal respect for Maroof, but insofar as the point that he has made, with all due respect to him, it is completely speculative because you cannot compare apples and pears. Insofar as the age issue is concerned, that stands on a separate footing altogether. And after the Supreme Court has spoken about it, they have given a judgment on it. I don't think it would be proper for us to then reopen that judgment and start arguing it. Maroof, allow me to complete at least. Maroof, allow me to complete at least.
Let me.
Allow me to complete at least. You made your point. I'm trying to respond.
Maroof, let him complete.
I'm trying to respond. At least hear me out, Maroof.
Okay, Maroof.
I am talking about writing and not writing.
Gentlemen.
I'm talking about writing.
Gentlemen, 1 minute. Gentlemen, I request now. Maroof, let him respond and you're going to come back to the debate. The floor is open tonight on the news. Yes, Manish, complete.
Allow me to complete. Maroof, that mustn't have been the only communication which must have been made between the Defence Minister and the Chief of the Army Staff during his 2.5-year tenure. So therefore, that's why I'm saying that every communication needs to be seen in the context and the perspective in which it has been made. And if you listen to the Defence Minister's statement very carefully, he categorically recalls, and Arnab, just bear me out, and he categorically recalls having told the Army Chief that please take action. And the Army Chief ostensibly tells him that I don't want to pursue the matter
Why did
further.
the Defence Minister, to which my question to you is, Manish, to which my question to you is,
allow me to complete.
I have a question on that.
If you're not even going to hear the answer and going to ask the next question, is going to become very difficult. Therefore, here is the Army Chief who heads the second largest standing army, telling the Defence Minister of India that, look, I do not want to pursue it further. What did you expect the Defence Minister to do?
Here is
Go
the Defence
over
Minister.
his head and say, no, we must inquire into it. There should be a CBI inquiry, in which we are going to get the entire episode being inquired.
Okay, now here's a counter.
After all, let's understand the sensitivity of the communication.
Then take the counter question. The counter question from me. Maroof, 1 second. Here's a Defence Minister, a politician of 50 years standing, one of the tallest leaders in your government, Defence Minister of a rising power, the world's largest democracy. Does that Defence Minister not know that if the matter is serious, he should ask and insist that the Army Chief file a complaint, instead of rising on the floor of Parliament and saying 1.5 years later he didn't file a complaint? And my follow-up question to you is, can you please tell me, Manish Tiwari, and open this up, even if the Army Chief did not want to pursue the matter, does that give the Defence Minister the license to close the chapter without looking into it? Can the Defence Minister of India explain why he didn't take up the matter more proactively till the Chief went public? And yesterday he was perturbed enough to push the matter before the CBI. So when the matter comes under public scrutiny, you suddenly act. For matters not under public scrutiny, should you put them under the carpet? Manish.
Well, Arnab, if you finished, allow me to respond to both those questions straight off. The answer to the first question is that he told the Army Chief, as what he recounted on the floor of the Rajya Sabha, that I told him to give it to me in writing. Now, obviously, if the army chief comes and reports to the defense minister that a certain conversation has taken place, it is prudent on part of the defense minister to ask him that please put it down in writing so that we can formally action it.
Prevention of Corruption Act, Section 12.
Insofar as the second point is concerned,
Section 12.
with regard to the fact that even if the army chief did not want to pursue it, why didn't the defense minister, compel him to adopt a particular course of action? You must understand, Arnab, that you're not talking about a subordinate. You're talking about the chief of the second largest standing army in the world.
Yes.
And the defense minister can advise the army chief to act in a particular manner.
So
but if the army chief decides, for reasons best known to him, not to go down that path,
Manish,
what do you expect the defense minister to do?
Manish, many people regard you as one of the emerging lawyers of your generation. Surely you know that even an elementary student of law, not even an LLB student, will know that Prevention of Corruption Act Section 12 is the prerogative of every citizen of India, much more so the Defense Minister of India. He knows the law. He does not need, my point is, he does not need the Army Chief's permission to act. He can act suo moto if he wants. Now let's get a response.
Allow me to answer that question. We'll go to Maruf. Allow me to answer that question. Since you've invoked my legal credentials, and also talked about the Prevention of Corruption Act, may I very respectfully remind you that the onus under the Prevention of Corruption Act is on the person who's allegedly been approached. The first onus squarely lies on his shoulders.
Then tell me. Then I have a simple answer.
As a government servant to report an alleged offer which has been made.
Right. So simple counter question. So by that logic, and after this I'm opening this up to debate. By that logic, your own logic, did the defense minister break the law yesterday when he took the matter up before the CBI? Because yesterday the army chief has not given a written complaint yet. In the absence of a written complaint, why has the defense minister acted yesterday? Can you give me? Has there been a written complaint, Manish?
Absolutely a good question, Arnab, and allow me to respond to it again straight off. And the reason why the defense minister decided to refer it to the CBI is because after 2.5 years, suddenly the army chief decides to go public.
But he's not made a written complaint.
Which has taken place. Which has taken place, which according to the defense minister, he did not want to pursue further. This is a question which you should really
but he's not put a written complaint.
That over the past 2.5 years, what has transpired, what has been the change in the sequence of events, which then impelled him to go
co-panelists reacting strongly to you,
which he did not want to pursue legally.
Manish, co-panelists reacting strongly to you. Maruf first, then Brigadier Ramalingham.
Yes, go on. Straight question once again. One straight question. You are going completely by para, chapter and verse of the defense minister's statement today in Parliament. Can you deny that there were a certain group of MPs who claimed that the defense minister acted against the breach of privilege in Parliament and misinformed the Parliament last year in a session where the defense minister was asked this question about, do you have any other record of the army chief's age, or you just have one set of age? The same set of answers that the defense minister gave that time, again, if you connect it with this now, the defense minister is making a claim. The same defense minister with, let me tell you, Manish, that with due respects, how can we accept everything just the defense minister saying and passing the ball back at the army chief?
General Dhar also wants to come in. Maruf, 1 second. General Dhar is rebutting you. General Dhar is rebutting.
Said that he has done a breach of privilege in Parliament.
Manish, General Dhar.
Allow me to respond to that. Maruf, since I regard you as one of India's better strategic minds, again, allow me to underscore the fact that let us not mix apples and pears. If you want to talk about the age issue, which according to me is closed after the Supreme Court judgment, we can possibly do it in a different context, in a different time frame. But insofar as this particular issue is concerned, you obviously would not expect me to go by anything
you see what's
else,
happening now
except the statement of the defense minister.
What's happening now is a bizarre situation.
like to point
One
out
minute,
to you
gentlemen,
that
I'm
I
coming
am
in.
not under
Gentlemen, I'm
interrogation
coming
over
in.
here.
What we are seeing tonight.
No, the
what
point
we are,
I'm making, you are quoting, you're going by every word the defense minister said in Parliament today, but his colleagues have said that
Yeah,
he's
so
done a breach of
Obviously,
privilege in the
he'll
past.
go by
So
what
how
the
can we
defense
believe
minister
everything
says
he's
in
saying
Parliament.
today?
Whoa, no, one
after
second.
all, on the floor of the Parliament,
But
you
his
expect the
colleagues,
defense
his
minister
colleagues
to
have in the
say,
past said that he's done a breach of
No, one
privilege.
minute, one
So
minute,
are
one
you
minute.
expect me to believe
1 minute,
everything he's
Maruf
saying
and
today?
Manish, please. Here are two
We
men.
can't back it up with evidence.
Here